Hello, and welcome to this afternoon taste challenge, a beer taste challenge. And, uh, and what do we, trying to adjust the camera, what do we have? We have from 1993, not this can, but the brand, from 1993, Icehouse. Icehouse, see the Icehouse? That's the old Plank Road Brewery. Icehouse beer, 5.5% alcohol, 24-ounce can, purchased at Walmart. 153 calories, slightly more than normal. 24-ounce, like I said. Let's see. The Plank Road Brewery in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It says ale on here. Ale. Ale, eh? Best by May 6, 2019. Brewed in Albany, Georgia, this particular can. Ice brewed Icehouse. Versus, from 1994, 1 year later, Keystone Ice. So we have Keystone Ice. 5.9% alcohol. 145 calories. So you get more alcohol but less calories. With Icehouse, you get more calories but less alcohol. Now you figure out which is the better deal. What's the better deal? The better deal is Bud Ice because you get way less calories, more alcohol, or as much, 5.9, and it's draft beer, not pasteurized. Oh, these cans, they want to spill, and this one is doing it, you ragamuffin. You scum, you filth. All right. Both of these beers are certified kosher, and they're from MillerCoors. MillerCoors, a division of Molson Coors. All right. Let me go put these back in the fridge because I am not into drinking hot beer. You might be. I'm not. I don't even like it slightly warm, really, unless it's Imperial Stout. I said to myself, what if that big can starts to spill? And what happened? It started to spill. All right. You could pour it off camera over by the zinc, as they say in the lower ninth ward, the sink. But then, or the lavatory, they say. But then the problem there is that it's off camera and people are going to say, you're faking it. It's fake. It's fake. You're trying to make the cheaper one be better. Well, in this case, I'm trying to make the cheaper one be better because they're both cheap. Okay. You might recall back in 1993, the big ad campaign for Icehouse. That went on for about 2 years. And, I mean to say 1993. That was Red Dog 94. And they said the Plank Road Brewery. And at first, everybody was like, oh, it's some new brewery, some new craft brewery. Like, that's what people were thinking. But it didn't take long for the media to expose that it was just Miller Beer. It was one of their aliases. Plank Road, the original location of Miller Brewing. This is the old this is a 1996 bottle. I think this is the original label. The old remember the old short necks? Remember the old short neck bottles? Remember the Fillmore East? Do you remember the Fillmore East? Nice looking bottle, huh? With the banner and all that. So I've only had the bottle for 23 years. Shoot. Since 1855. The Plank Road Brewery. Kind of like Miller Brewery. All right. Which was established in Milwaukee in 1855. He stopped in New Orleans first. I wish he'd have stayed here. But he probably would have left anyway because of corruption and stuff. All right, Keystone Ice, 5.9% alcohol. Here's the second ice brewed ale. You see, I think that it really is an ale. It says ice brewed ale. Now, I know the Keystone can says ale too, but it really is a lager. Okay, certified kosher, specially line can. You know, the special Coors can. Here's the, look at that. Remember this can? With all the straight lines. So cool. Back in 1996, let's drink some Keystone Ice. Let's sit in the living room and watch Law and Order. Yeah. The original one was even more different than that, but I don't have the original 1994 can. They did make bottles. They do make bottles, but try to find one. That'll be a scavenger hunt. Try to find a Keystone Ice bottle. Yeah, I know some people get 40 ounces. We don't. But they have 12-ounce bottles. I had a person telling me that once. They don't make that. They don't make Keystone Light 12-ounce bottles. You're wrong. You're wrong. And I'm driving through Texas, and I stopped to get gas. And you know what I saw in the convenience store? You're right. That's right. 12-ounce bottles and a 12-pack of Keystone Light. I said, well, well, well. They don't make the 12-ounce bottles, eh? Now, most people that are watching this video, they can get Icehouse, but not the 12-ounce bottles. And you saw that big 12-ounce. You saw that big 24-ounce can, right? But we get 12-ounce bottles and 12 packs here. And how much do they cost? Well, let me calculate that. I have to calculate it because I go to Food for Less. $8.48 a 12-pack. $8.48 a 12-pack. Now, to me, that's not a good deal. But this is 2019, and the value of the dollar has plummeted. Well, I wouldn't say plummeted, but it has steadily dropped since 1996. Years ago, I used to get 12 packs of beer all the time for $3.99. That was the normal price, $3.99 for a 12-pack. But then we had 8 years of George W. Bush and 8 years of Barack Hussein Obama. And what did they know about balancing a budget? Nothing. I know you're going to say, what does Trump know about balancing a budget? What is Trump? Apparently nothing. So we have inflationary money, fiat money, valueless money, and so prices go up. Which is so comical to hear people say, we need to raise the minimum wage. If we just raised the minimum wage 10%, people would have 10% more money. Of course, prices would go up 10%. So you would be exactly where you started, at zero. But most people are innumerate, especially political activists are innumerate. They don't understand that. You can raise the minimum wage 10%, and then prices will go up 10%, and then you're back to where you started. They don't understand the concept of real wages. So it's Icehouse flight, but they understand about getting elected. They understand about demagoguery. They understand about catering to the uneducated. Chris Stroud says, Icehouse for life. Now, do I think I'll be able to tell them apart? Yes. I think the Keystone will have a slight more of a banana note. And it's more alcohol, and I think it has a little less body, however. So you're going to have the more alcohol, less body. It's kind of a funny situation. but I think I will be able to tell them apart. Already this smells like Keystone. I'm getting that banana note. I was watching Florida and Arkansas basketball on television, the SEC tournament, but Florida started running away with the game. And I said, why am I looking at this? It's so obviously over. It's clean. Oh, so very clean. Chris said, I'm not a big Trump hater. I'm not a big Trump hater either. Now, some of the viewers are going to say, you're not a Trump hater. You're not fashionable. You're not with the in crowd. Oh, well. Ah, that smells so Icehouse-ish. And what do you mean by that? I mean, that has that deep grain, that just very lightly toasted barley, pale malt, and the corn syrup. Brewer syrup, not the kind of syrup you can buy at the grocery store. We have been trying to emphasize this to people, but they don't catch on. They're thinking that Anheuser-Busch and MillerCoors is using Karo syrup in the beer. This is not what they're using. Keystone Ice is the lightest body beer out there, I think. You mean ice beer? Well, I think Bud Ice got it beat. Let's see the ingredients on Keystone. Oh, the Icehouse web. You know, Icehouse has a web page. I wouldn't call it a website. Icehouse, ice brewed for a bolder, never watered down taste you can enjoy in every sip. And then the Icehouse Edge with the new label, with the new label, with the new label that I've got to collect. Woo, I can't wait to see that. Of course, when I go to get it, they'll probably discontinue it in this area and I won't be able to get it. Oh, that looks sharp. I was going to edge the yard, then the rain came. But if it dries up enough in the next 2 hours, I'll still do it. And if not, I'll just wait. But the yard is looking raggedy. Now, you might be saying, you just cut your grass 8 days ago. I mean, 7 days ago. Yeah, but you know what? It's so warm now, the grass is growing fast. You cut it, and 2 days later, it looks raggedy. It's going to get to 81 today. Some say this is wintertime. The calendar says it's wintertime. Does this feel like wintertime? No. I told you it was going to start getting warm in late January around here, and it did. Okay, so let's compare the ingredients. First, Icehouse, water. Then the Keystone, ice, water. Barley malt, corn syrup, dextrose, maltose, corn syrup, dextrose. That doesn't say maltose. Yeast, hop extract. Only thing I see is that one has maltose and one does not. One has the dextrose and maltose corn syrup, and one has only the maltose. Is there a big difference? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm mostly a beer drinker and taster. But if they were the same, seems to me it would be the same. I did say ice, laugh out loud. Oh yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's either Keystone or Bud Ice, but they don't sell a lot of Bud Ice here. Oh, in Louisiana, Bud Ice rules. It rules. They have entire coolers dedicated to Bud Ice. I'm not joking. We get cans. We get bottles. Might get draft. I doubt it. Hello, Ron. Glad to see you, says Maxwell. Oh, glad to see you. Chris Stroud. I hated the 6.9% Icehouse. 5.5 is better. Oh, the 6.9 was a disaster. It wasn't bad, I guess. It's just too strong. But they should have kept it around. They should have kept the Milwaukee's Best Ice 6.9% around. And they could have just relabeled them. Like they could have had Milwaukee's Best Ice Super or whatever. You know, you could just made up a name. Or Deluxe. And then they could have Keystone Ice Deluxe. Why not have a mid-range? 5.5, 6.9, and the 8. I don't know. I should be working for these companies. I think I could come up with way better ideas than they come up with. Sure does taste like Keystone. All right. However, wait a minute. Wait a minute. My friend David talks about they have a freezer burn taste. I've never seen that, and I don't see that. I just don't see it. I wouldn't even drink them. If it tastes like freezer burn, like you have something in the freezer and it gets freezer burn, I'll just throw it out. I don't eat it. So I don't see that. I think they have like it's like kind of a rich grain, cereal grain flavor. You know what cereal grain is, right? Corn, barley, wheat, rice, alfalfa. You know what those things are. Well, it has that. It's standard. It's not elaborate, but it's a deep flavor. Whereas if you drink like a Keystone Premium, it's not as deep. And then a Keystone Light, it's very thin. Well, that makes sense. Light, premium, and ice. Of course we don't. Of course we don't get Keystone Ice, Keystone Premium around here for the last 15 years or longer. Ugh. It's sweet. I was talking about sweetness earlier. Like I was doing that whiskey examination, and then I was talking about brandy. How brandy and cognac has like a brown sugar sweetness, and then the Virginia Black had that, whereas the Jack Daniels had more like a sugar sweetness, and then some of the ales, India Pale Ales have a sugar, like a white sugar, processed sugar sweetness. These have that. If yeast eats the sugar and turns it into alcohol, what difference does the sugar make? Says Donald J. Hey, that's what MillerCoors says. They say it turns into alcohol. There is no corn syrup left in the final product. It's converted. The sugar is eaten by the yeast and converted into alcohol. But the average person may not understand that. Anheuser-Busch knows the average person doesn't understand it. That's why they ran that ridiculous Super Bowl corn syrup commercial, which is comical since probably 80% of their beers use corn syrup. And many of them use high fructose corn syrup. And Miller and Coors doesn't use high fructose corn syrup in any of their beers. I don't think high fructose is really bad for you. I did some research on it. I just don't like the taste of it. It's like super drying and gross. If you drink a Coca-Cola with high fructose, it's nasty as can be. And the sugar Coca-Cola from Mexico, and during Passover, they'll have the kosher, the yellow cap Coca-Cola made with cane sugar. It's way better. And so, yeah, it's Passover, kosher for Passover is what I mean. And so, I'm not saying it's bad for you. It's just bad. But I think it's bad for you in this sense. On its own, it's not going to make you sick. It's not going to hurt you. But there's something insidious about high fructose corn syrup. Maybe it's addictive or something like. So you see people that they just eat. And then they're wobbling around Walmart so grossly overweight. One writer called them waddling colossi. And you think to yourself, how could a person think this is healthy? Now, I remember when I was a kid, did you have obese people? Yeah, but it was rare. Now it's like common. And somebody was talking about that on Rock and Roll Club. I posted a photo of an old rock group. And he said, you ever notice people back then were like a lot skinnier? And we're talking about people in their 30s. And I was like, yeah, right. So There's something about the high fructose that encourages people to eat, 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 eat. And I watch people and they say, I'm on a diet. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, a diet? You think that's going to work? Okay. Well, it might help you get fat. And they'll drink these Coke Zero and Diet Coke all day long. They drink it all day. Why can't they drink water? You know, you could drink water. You don't need to drink all that. All right. Icehouse was the first beer I ever had when I was 17, says Kyle. I thought it was awful back then, and I could taste the alcohol immensely. I love it now, and I don't really get any of the alcohol taste. Yeah, if you drink them enough, that kind of goes away. And then Bucky Dent says, what's up? Just chilling, drinking a bud. Kyle says, haha, my mom is 65 and I'm 31, and I was with her the other day, and she said, you notice how everyone is fat nowadays? Thank you, Mom. All right, I'm going to go get one. Oh, wait, I got to make the determination. Okay, I think this is Keystone because it's slightly more banana-ish. Although, honestly, this one was a little bit confounding because I don't think they're that different from each other. Not that different. Whereas all the other ice beers, it was just like no contest. So which one would I buy? Keystone Ice or Icehouse? Well, of course, I would buy Keystone Ice because it's a good deal cheaper around here. And I'm all about the cheap. I mean, I'm not Rockdale Ice cheap. I'm not going to go that far. But I'm, you know, for these similar products, I'll just go get that 15-pack for $8.49, which is cheaper than the 12-pack of Icehouse. So, yeah. You say, well, that's not the greatest beer price. You know, in Chicagoland, in the suburbs of Chicago, they can get 30 packs for $10.99 or whatever. I know, well, I don't live up there, so. And then you can go to New York City and get a 15-pack for, I don't know what they paid, $19.99, some kind of crazy price, you know, New York City. It's not that bad, but it ain't good. I remember when I was in New York City last time, I was looking at these sales pages from the grocery stores, and they were like, we have Schaefer beer. And I was looking at the price for a 12-pack, and I was like, that's not a good deal. All right, Keystone Ice is $7.49 here in Illinois. For a 15-pack? I was typing that as you mentioned Chicago. Golly gee. See what I mean? High fructose corn syrup is really bad for the human body. It takes the body a long time to try and get rid of it. All it's doing to your body is getting you fat, says LSX Tapia. Yeah, for a 15-pack. Wow. Well, I don't know if it's really bad, but it seems that, like, here comes high fructose corn syrup, and then all of a sudden everybody's fat. So I don't know. Seems to be some connection. So I'm going to say this is Keystone Ice. Let's see. KI. Please be KI. No! Damn. It says I, and I know I stands for Icehouse, and not cheers. All right, let me go get more. Let me go get more beer. Well, I got it wrong, people. I finally got it wrong, and I thought I would get it right, but I got scared. You notice when I was doing this taste challenge right at the beginning, I smelled, and it was like, okay, and I smelled, and it was like, okay, and it wasn't that different from one from the other. So I said, Then I tasted it. Not that different from the other one. So I was thinking while I was blabbing. Sometimes I'm blabbing while I'm thinking, and I'm blabbing just to stall, like John Neely says, and I'm thinking, you might not get it right. Keep blabbing. Distract the viewers. They won't notice you got it wrong. Oh yeah, they'll notice. Like if I do a video and I got a piece of lint on my clothes, I'm like, oh, I ought to reshoot it. Because people are going to say, look, you got a piece of lint on your clothes. I know, it's driving me crazy too. That just happened on a video I made with Bacardi Gold. The video came out great. I mean, everything was great except this one little piece of lint. But I was like, I ain't reshooting it. I need an editor. I need a director here to watch me and say, oh, your hair needs to be adjusted 3 centimeters to the right. And there's always something like a piece of water on my beard. It looks like, and it doesn't ever drop. Yeah. Or I'll smell the beer and the foam gets on my nose, and that piece of foam never goes away. I just looked up there and I see hurricane high gravity, the old can and the new can. And I say to myself, I don't want to drink that. It's so strong. It's good. I mean, you never heard me say hurricane high gravity was bad. It's a really good high gravity, cheap, mass produced lager, but it's so strong. It's like it's like I've said this before. You're eating the beer more than drinking it. It's like chewy. Yeah, you're chewing the beer. Oh no, I don't want to chew the beer. These approach that now. Let's be honest. Let's. I think if we're honest with ourselves, we have to admit these are not that slimmed down, you know. They're approaching chewy. Go, and if you don't believe me, but you probably do, but if you don't believe me, go get a can of Milwaukee's Best Ice. You know what I mean? And start drinking that thing, and you start saying, that thing's a little chewy. It's like they're at the tipping point, 5.9. If it went over that, which is what they did with the 6.9% Icehouse and Milwaukee's Best Ice, once they go over that tipping point, oh man, it starts getting gross. Like, now you say, well, how come Icehouse Edge, the high gravity Icehouse, woo, and how come Natural Father, Natty Daddy, how come they're not so popular? Because they're too chewy, you know what I mean? They're just too much. It's like you're eating the beer and people can't take it. I can't take it, as evidenced by the fact that I never drank those unless I'm doing a video. We're going to close this out. You might sit there and say, you're drinking all day. That's all you do on your day off is drink all day. No, I'll tell you that's not true, because I drank the Finch's Fascist Pig, 1 16-ounce can. I know, a little bit more than I wanted. Great beer, a solid A. Okay, that'll be posted days later. Then I drank this taste challenge, the Keystone Ice 12-ounce can and the 24-ounce can of Icehouse. And I guarantee you that is the last beer of today. That's 24. That's 2 beers. Then this is 3. And the Finch is 4. And more than 4. It's actually more than 4 servings. And I never drink more than 4 beers on a day off. That's just what I do. Now, okay, I did the taste challenge this morning. You say, oh, you did the taste challenge. 2 whiskeys. That's true. We talking about like not that much. Still no, I drink it. Okay. And then with lunch, the dark red kidney beans and the smoked sausage with the Swiss cheese and the sliced yellow onions and the black pepper and the hot sauce. And the spinach salad with artichoke heart. I drank a little of that Parmesan Marsala. Then I did admittedly do a review for the Bacardi Gold. You say, well, that's a lot. That's a lot in one day. Yeah, but I'm going to make up for it, because tomorrow, Friday, I won't drink any liquor. No, you can believe what you want. You say, no, you're lying. You're gonna sneak it and drink more. I really am not. No, I'm not. And I have a game plan for these taste challenges with the rum, and it's a great plan, I think. And it's going to really come into play in the next month. Oh, I mean the next week. What am I saying, month? I I did the solo review of the Bacardi Gold. Next, I'm going to do a solo review of the Bacardi 8-year. Incredible product. I mean, I haven't even tried it yet. I know it's going to be incredible, and the price I got it for, like, it's astounding. And then I'm going to do the Bacardi, the Bacardi Grand Reserva, the Diaz, the 10-year. 10 years. It was put in a barrel in 2008. They bottled it in 2018. Okay, so then I'll have 3 lined up. Oh, then the taste challenges are going to kick in. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll do taste challenges with those rums. Now, on a day when I can't do it, I'll just double up another day, but the volume's not going to change. Then I'll do the Castillo Gold, another Bacardi brand. Then the Skull Gold. Then the Aristocrat Gold, and I'll just do taste challenges down the line. Once that's exhausted, I'm talking about on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Then I'm going to bring in the white, or whatever you call those, silver rums, white rums, sterling rums, which I've never tasted in my life, although I have a feeling they're going to be good. Why would people buy them if they're bad? And then it's the same replication, Bacardi, sterling, or whatever it's called. The Castillo silver, the Skull white rum, the Aristocrat white, and then probably Caliber. I can get that for $5.96. I can get it for $9.96, a huge bottle. I might just buy a huge bottle because I can just do taste challenges forever with it. So that's my game plan, because I drank all the Bacardi Black, so I'm finished with black rums for the foreseeable future. I have the brandy, no, not Remy Martin, you know that stuff. It's real popular. You know what I'm talking about. And I want to get the Corbel brandy, and I'm going to do a taste challenge with that, and then more brandies, and I'll just work through that. I don't want to drink it down. I was about to drink it today, and I said, "What are you doing? You can't drink it down. You got to save it for taste challenges." So I caught myself and said, right. That's where I screwed up with the Ancient Age and the Jim Beam and all that. Oh, Martell. That's the oldest brandy house. The oldest, not as popular as Hennessy or Cognac. You know, not as popular as Hennessy or Courvoisier, but it's in the mix, and it's definitely in the mix. So it's all scheduled out, the point I'm trying to make. Oh, I'm so excited. Like, it's so many adventures lined up. Adventures, really. You say, what are you going to eat tomorrow? It's Friday during Lent. Hey, you know what? I have chicken of the sea, tuna in a can, and crackers. And I'm going to get a little fork and put the chicken of the sea on the crackers, and then I'll put some Diablo sauce from Taco Bell on there. And that will be my lunch. Now, I will enjoy that. And then for supper, I'll eat some potato chips. You see, it sounds like you're on a fast for a Friday during Lent. Oh, yeah, I can afford that, to do that. All right. Okay, comments. They are for sure, and I'm just so used to them. But if I quit drinking for a while and came back to it, I'd be able to taste the strength. Oh, he's talking about that chewiness. Yeah. Calm, peaceful love vibe says, I live here in Henderson, Nevada, close to Vegas. I've been to Laughlin, Nevada, and I went to some casinos there. My grandma was like, I'm staying in the room. You can go. I'm not going down there. I was like, okay, you stay in the room. We got a cheap room, you know. So I went down to Harrah's and lost $2, and I said, I'm going back to the room. Got free beer. I was watching your review video on Bud Light Platinum. I was motivated. I bought a 12 case of you. Man, you did that. Laugh out loud. Oh, that's when I did that taste challenge with David. He always said bad things about Bud Light Platinum. I don't like that beer. And I was like, I'm gonna put a taste challenge on him. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. So then on the taste challenge, he was like, wow, I like it. It's like he's going into depth. Like, I like how it has this intricate interplay between the hops and the yeast. And I was like, yeah. And then I brought the bottle out, and he was that, you know, that aluminum can bottle can. And I could see his face. He was like, Icehouse? Nobody, I mean, Bud Ice Platinum. I mean, Bud Light Platinum. He was like kind of stunned in a way. It was too late now. He said it all, you know. Neil Sullivan says, have you tried Pabst Extra? Seen it at a gas station, but I'm scared. Oh, that was the big news this morning. Everybody was flipping out because Jeff Lyons in at New England Beer Reviews was talking about, hey, look at this 12-pack of Pabst Extra. And we were all looking at it like Fred Sanford, like, Pabst Extra. And I told David, I was like, Pabst Extra. He's like, what, can we get it? Can we get it? I was like, I don't know. So I haven't seen it, but you just know that's going to get reviewed. Everybody was so wound up over Pabst Extra 6.5%. Everybody was flipping out, you know. Oh yeah, we can't wait to get Pabst Extra. It's like exuberance, you know what I mean? Like over the top excitement. Oh man. I haven't tried Pabst Extra, but I would buy it so fast your head would spin. Steve from Philly says, Ron, how do you dust off all those bottles behind you? It's a tedious process, let me tell you. I have a feather duster. I need to get a new one, really, I think. But it takes a long time, and I do that every April, August, and December. I never miss. Every April, every August, every December, 3 times a year. And I just dust them off. The only really good way to do it would be take a damp towel and wipe them by hand. But that's too much work. I'll throw them out before I do that. If I want to make it look good for a video, I'll take a wet towel, you know, and do that. But I have hundreds of bottles and cans in this house. Hundreds of bottles and cans. So I'll just do that in April. I'll take one day and do this office. People say that's the man cave. Well, it's an office, technically, I guess. So I'll dust them all off. Oh, you know how long that takes? And then the next day I'll do the dining room with all those cans and bottles. And then I'll do the bedroom. And then I'll do the other bedroom. And then I'll do the foyer. You know, I mean, it takes a long time. You should put a piece of glass over them, says Steve. Yeah, but it just doesn't keep the dust off. I don't care what you do. It's going to get dusty. So I just dust them, you know, it just. And plus, there's light. Light fades. Any red on the label, any kind of red, it fades. I'm just going to one day get aggravated and throw them all out. Because look at this can. I've taken care of this can. But the red on the Coors Brewing Company part has faded. Red is a bad color. It fades. Look at that. It used to be brilliant red. Now, you might say, well, just keep your house in total darkness. Total darkness. And live like a hermit, then it wouldn't fade. Yeah, well, I'm not going to do that. So I'll just throw all the cans and bottles away. That day's coming. You should charge admission and open your house like a museum. Yeah, right. Like when the cable guy comes over to work on the cable TV or a contractor to work on some repair in the house, I'm like, telling them, yeah, I collect a lot of cans and bottles. And they're looking around. And interestingly, usually they're totally indifferent to that. They're like, oh, okay. They don't care. Like, okay, some weirdo that collects cans and bottles. They look at it like something crazy, some crazy person does it. You're watching this and you're a beer fan, so you're like, oh, wow, it's so amazing. They're looking at it like, oh, okay. And I'm over here like, yeah, I do beer and wine reviews. And they're like, oh, okay, I don't care. I'm just going to do the cable work now. So it's funny how most of the world is like decidedly indifferent to the beer hobby. They drink beer more than us. More than us. But yet they don't care about it. Isn't that funny? Okay, well, anyway, so The cut and dry of this is I really couldn't tell Keystone Ice apart from Icehouse. I'm sorry, I couldn't. I got it wrong. Well, doesn't really matter because I didn't have a favorite anyway. I always did drink them interchangeably, so no great loss. Really? Let's see, one more thing. I want to check on one more little tiny thing. They both, yeah, they both have won awards over the years. Yeah. Doesn't say anything about, it doesn't say anything about lager or ale. Now on Icehouse, there's a locator tool. Let's put in my zip code just for curiosity's sake. All product. Let's do Icehouse Edge. Old time saver. What a store. Used to be an actual legitimate store. Now, I ain't saying nothing. All right, racetrack. Yep, you can get it at racetrack. Yep, this is accurate. This locator tool is accurate. It's accurate. Only that one store. It used to sell it at Mathern's, but the only problem with Mathern's, they had only one man that would buy Icehouse Edge. And he would buy it every day. He would come in and buy that 4-pack for $2.88. I guess he died. He was an old man, and then they got rid of it because he was only one. You should make your own beer. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm a consumer. I'm not a producer. No, 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 no. All right, so that's it. And stay tuned because we might. I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow. All the guys on Beer Talk are like, do it, do it. Yeah, well, they're not the one had to work all day and be tired after then coming home and cutting my grass. So I say it's 60-40. Now maybe it's more like 65-35. 65% chance that I will do it, 35% chance I won't. They want to do Fandango Friday, which is anything goes. You could drink any product, gin, wine, beer, brandy, anything. You could drink absinthe. And but then they're talking about going too far with it. I'm like, no, that's not going to be on my channel. This is going to be a family-friendly channel in some ways. You know, I'm not going to have people cussing and some crazy woman on there. So if they say I'm a square and I'm not cool and I'm not with it, I'll just tell them do it on their channel. I'm not doing that on my channel. I like to talk about beer and wine, and I don't mind people getting crazy and playing music and a harp and a violin, but I don't want salacious stuff on the channel. I just don't want it. I don't like it. I don't even care about that stuff. So there's 1,000,001 channels that have all that junk. Cheers, Ron. It says Ronnie S. Yeah, I'm not going to make my own beer. Ronnie says, I don't think I can get Icehouse here, but my favorite ice beer would have to be Keystone. Yeah, it's a real winner. It's a winner. All right, so enough of this. It was a fun challenge, but I did fail this time. But I don't think it's a bad track record. I did get Keystone Ice correct in all the other challenges. So what's coming up next? You want to see? I'll give you a few seconds to decide. Do you want to see what's coming up next on Taste Challenges? If I don't hear a response, I'm turning this off. Because I can show you what beers is coming up. If I hear something, I'll show you. If not, I'm shutting it off. Give about 10 more seconds. Kyla Swatsky says, yeah. All right. You asked for it. You got it. The hottest band in the land. Kiss. No. The hottest band in the land. The beers I'm going to review coming up. All right. You asked for this. You did this. I didn't want this in my life. I didn't need this in my life. I don't have time for this. Well, I do have time for this moment. People are like, when's the beer challenge is coming back? I'm like Michael Corleone. I'm trying to get out and you keep dragging me back in. Okay. Oh, Miller Genuine Draft versus Coors Banquet. Oh. Yeah, you know that. And then it's going to go up against Budweiser, as if that's going to be any kind of challenge. Then Pabst Blue Ribbon. Then Miller High Life. Then everything else. All right, so don't sit there telling me, oh, no, not all this. You asked for this. You pulled me into this. I'm just trying to go around minding my own business. You wanted these taste challenges. I didn't want this. I didn't need this. I didn't ask for this. Ronnie S says, I can't find MGD anymore. Oh, well, you know, it was gone out of this town from like 2013 to 2016. I mean, Miller is like a dumb company, you know. One of their best beers, but let's make sure nobody can get it, you know, that way that we won't make as much money. Craziness. All right, let's see. Anything else? Okay, that's about it. Where's Mrs. Terrio? Says Steve from Philly. Mrs. Terrio is filling out an application to become Mrs. Terrio. Aren't the girls throwing themselves at you? Oh, yeah, you know that. That's why I'm doing beer reviews all the time, because the girls are throwing themselves at me. Carlsberg Elephant. Oh,